Hello, fellow Rangers. It's Blue Pouch and I do here. Welcome to a reaction video number 24. So, today, it's Star Wars Day. Yes, that's right. May 4th. That's today. You don't believe me? Check out the calendar. Okay? You look at it? Okay, good. So, today, we're gonna react to, let's see. Star Wars: The Complete Common Timeline 2018. It's 35 minutes long, and if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe, and click the bell for notifications because you've been notified. Okay? Without further ado, let's get to it.
Some unknown thousands of years before the events of the Star Wars films, an energy field known as the Force comes into existence on a mysterious planet known as the Wellspring of Life. Sentient beings evolved throughout the galaxy, and a number of species develop hyperspace technology, allowing them to explore and colonize more worlds. The literal or figurative Prime Jedi is born, and Force-sensitive
Look at this numbers going up
with
or
the purpose
down.
of starting the Jedi Order. They construct a temple and a village on one of the islands there. The Old Republic is founded, and the Jedi dedicate themselves to the preservation of peace and justice among its citizens. They spread their influence to more worlds, including Ilum and Jedha. Both planets become sacred to the Jedi as major sources of kyber crystals used in the construction of their lightsabers.
Oh.
The unidentified rogue Jedi splits from the Order, taking with him a number of followers, sparking the 100-Year Darkness and the creation of the Sith Order. A Sith temple is erected on Malachor, and at its heart is a super weapon powered by a massive kyber crystal. The Jedi
Kyber
attack
crystal?
the temple, and in the great
That's
surge of
interesting.
Malachor, the super weapon is fired, petrifying all participants in the battle. Another splinter group of the Jedi, called the Ordu Espectu, begins researching the secrets of immortality. The Jedi oppose their quest, so the Ordu desperately sends their fortress through hyperspace to an unknown location where it's lost. The Sith Empire spreads. The dark side users briefly control the galaxy and build a shrine on the planet Coruscant. 1,000 years later, Jedi and Republic forces successfully drive their Sith enemies away. Attempting to remove dark side energies from the planet, 4 Jedi Masters build a new temple on top of the Sith shrine.
That's Jedi
In the
Temple.
midst of fighting with the Sith, the Jedi encounter a warrior people known as Mandalorians.
Whoa.
Fearful of the Jedi's mystical powers and the Force,
Look
the
at those
Mandalorians
suits.
develop new
Look at those
technology to
suits.
combat them on equal ground, and the Mandalorian Wars begin. Despite their differences, the Jedi accept a Mandalorian named Tar Vizsla into their ranks. He creates a unique lightsaber called the Darksaber, and after his death, it's stored in the Jedi Temple. The final conflict of the Mandalorian Wars occurs on Mandalore, the heart of the Mandalorian Empire. Their homeworld is devastated and scorched into a lifeless desert. The Sith Wars continue for thousands of years. Battles are fought on many planets, including Takodana, on the exact site where Maz Kanata will one day build her castle. The final confrontation is again on Coruscant. The Mandalorians, possibly in league with the Sith, use the opportunity to infiltrate the Jedi Temple and reclaim Tar Vizsla's Darksaber. The Sith are defeated, leaving Darth Bane as the sole survivor. Realizing that his peers' lust for power and infighting were a key element in their downfall, he takes on a single apprentice and begins the Rule of Two. Living in secret, the Sith could grow more powerful not only in the Force, but politically as well.
That's Darth Sidious.
The downfall of the Jedi and the return of the Sith Empire. As a result of the Sith Wars, the Old Republic collapses and is reformed into the Galactic Republic. Believing the Sith to be extinct, the Jedi Order rebuilds. About 500 years later, the Citadel is constructed to imprison rogue Jedi, preventing any future uprisings like the 100-Year Darkness. However, the Galactic Republic largely knows nothing but peace for the 1,000 years after its creation. During that time, the Sith Order continues to remain hidden thanks to the Rule of Two. Darth Plagueis and his apprentice Darth Sidious are the latest Sith in Darth Bane's lineage. After learning everything he can from his master, Sidious kills Plagueis in his sleep. Darth Sidious is publicly known as Senator Sheev Palpatine of Naboo, and his ultimate goal is to manufacture a galactic conflict that will throw the Republic into chaos and allow him to seize political power. He meets the Night Sister Mother Talzin and takes her son, Maul, as his new apprentice. Together they travel to
That's
the
Darth
region of
Maul.
Malachor, where Maul witnesses the history of the Sith and is instilled with an intense hatred and desire for revenge against the Jedi. A Jedi Padawan named Mace Windu travels with his master, Sislin Mur, to the planet
That's
Pathos,
Mace Windu
where
right
they
there.
arrest a man taking advantage of the locals by masquerading
Before
as
he
a
was
Jedi.
bald.
A slave named Shmi Skywalker
Shmi
gives birth to a
Skywalker.
fatherless son,
Anakin's
Anakin's
mother.
who is conceived purely by the will of the cosmic force. When Anakin is 3, he and his mother become the property of the junk dealer Watto on the remote desert world Tatooine. The Mandalorian people experience civil war as Duchess Satine Kryze attempts to shift their culture from that of conquerors into pacifists. The militant group known as Death Watch wants to assassinate the Duchess, so Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn and his Padawan Obi-Wan Kenobi are tasked with her protection. They live on the run for a year, and Obi-Wan and Satine develop feelings for each other. But when the war comes to an end, the Duchess returns to Mandalore to lead her now pacifist people, and Obi-Wan continues his Jedi training. A Jedi Master named Sifo Dyas has visions of an upcoming conflict and attempts to warn the Galactic Republic. He is dismissed as a warmonger and removed
that's
from the
scary.
Jedi Council. He takes matters into his own hands by commissioning the Kaminoans to create a clone army for the Republic, which catches the attention of Sidious. Meanwhile, the Jedi Master Yoda,
Master Yoda!
of the Force to
Hey, how's it going, man?
called Vagadar. There he learns to control a unique aspect of the Force known as Stone Power and brings peace to its
Stone
inhabitants.
power?
Maul grows impatient of his master's plans in secrecy and seeks to test his power against a Jedi Padawan named Eldra Kaitis. He kills her, much to his master's delight. Sidious begins the first phase of his master plan by engineering a blockade of his home planet. Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi are sent to end the dispute. They rescue the planet's ruler, Queen Padme Amidala, and are forced to retreat to Tatooine, where they meet Anakin Skywalker. Recognizing his
Recognize that movies?
untrained potential in the Force, Qui-Gon arranges for Anakin's freedom and takes him back to Coruscant. The Galactic Republic's inability to solve the problems on Naboo reveal the ineffectiveness of the Senate and allows Palpatine to not only vote the Supreme Chancellor out of office, but also take the position for himself. Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Padme return to Naboo to remove the blockade by force. Darth Maul confronts them and cuts down Qui-Gon before being dealt a mortal wound himself. Anakin is admitted to the Jedi Order as the Padawan of Obi-Wan. Despite the loss of Maul and the end of the blockade, Palpatine's goal is achieved, and he sets his eyes on Anakin as Maul's replacement. But in the meantime, he settles for a former
Count
goated
Dooku.
Jedi Master called Dooku. They arrange for the death of Sifo Dyas and secretly take control of the clone army he commissioned. Anakin trains with Obi-Wan for 3 years, proving to be incredibly powerful. He falls under the mentorship of the Supreme Chancellor, who encourages the boy's thoughts that the Jedi Order are not what he expected. Anakin considers leaving the Order, but a mission with his master to the war-torn planet Carnelion 4 convinces him to stay.
That's a comic book.
10 years after the blockade of Naboo, Dooku leads a number of
Ah.
systems in seceding from the Republic, beginning the conflict that was foreseen by
Okay.
the Republic Senate is hesitant to create a
I'm doing YouTube video.
orders the assassination of Padme, who is a staunch opponent to Republic militarization. The assassination fails, Anakin is tasked...
I'm sorry, guys. Mom's trying to interrupt my video.
Meanwhile, Obi-Wan investigates the would-be assassins and discovers the clone army on Kamino. Fearing they have no other choice, the Senate grants Chancellor Palpatine emergency powers, gives the Jedi Order command of the clones, and the Clone Wars begin. Anakin secretly marries Padme, rises to the rank of Jedi Knight, and is assigned a Padawan named Ahsoka. The Republic discovers plans to a new superweapon in the hands of the Separatists. Palpatine manipulates a small group of scientists and engineers into creating the weapon for themselves, but the super laser proves to be a challenging breakthrough. Jedi Master Mace Windu leads a small task force of Jedi to liberate the planet Hisric. One member of his team, Proset Dibbs, believes the mission is not to protect the people of the planet, but to secure its resources. After securing Hisric, Dibbs claims that the Order should not play a role in such a large-scale conflict and turns on Mace. He is defeated and found guilty of treason by the Jedi Council, who mercifully place him on probation. Dooku takes an apprentice of his own, a Night Sister named Asajj Ventress. Sidious grows wary of Ventress's strength and demands that she be killed as a test of Dooku's loyalty. She escapes the attempt on her life and becomes a bounty hunter. Anakin and Ahsoka grow very close, but they both see the less noble side of the Jedi when Ahsoka is wrongly
That's Ahsoka
accused of
Tano.
murder and kicked out of the Order.
Huh,
Anakin
look at
forgets
this.
her name and she is invited back, but feeling betrayed by those she respected most, she decides to leave. Anakin's trust in the Jedi Order is weakened. The true murderer is arrested and announces her belief that the Jedi have lost their way by openly serving in the Clone Wars. A young Padawan named Caleb Dune begins training under the Jedi Master Depa Billaba after they thwart a terrorist attack on the Jedi Temple together. The Jedi gravely decide that the fastest way to end the Clone Wars would be the assassination of Count Dooku. Quinlan Vos is given the job and he teams up with Asajj Ventress. The two fall in love on the mission, but Quinlan falls to the dark side as he gets close to Dooku. He is redeemed and returns to the Jedi when Asajj gives her life to save his. In the midst of a battle, a clone murders one of his Jedi generals. An investigation reveals the presence of an inhibitor chip placed in the minds of all clone soldiers. Only 2 clones learn the whole truth. One is killed by his brothers, and the other is captured and placed in stasis aboard a separatist cruiser that becomes lost in hyperspace.
That's terrible.
However, a number of clones later
look at the beard
for themselves, prompting them to remove their chips. Maul, having survived his fatal injuries at the Battle of Naboo, takes control of the planet Mandalore and leadership of the Mandalorian Death Watch. He kills Duchess Satine in front of Obi-Wan as revenge.
Oh man.
Maul's actions catch the eye of
That's
his
bad.
master, who sees him as a potential rival and puts an end to his crusade by chasing him throughout the galaxy, destroying most of his forces and killing his mother, Talzin. Maul takes the few fighters he has left back to Mandalore. There he is met in combat by a joint force of Mandalorians and clones led by Ahsoka. He is defeated and goes into hiding. As the siege of Mandalore begins, war comes to Coruscant for the first time in 1,000 years. Anakin confronts and kills Count Dooku, again leaving Sidious without an apprentice.
I know that.
Padme becomes pregnant with Anakin's child, and he begins to
Put a shirt on. Don't want to see that.
Desperate to save her, he seeks advice from Palpatine, who not only reveals that he is a Sith Lord, but that he has the power to save Padme. Anakin joins Sidious and takes up the name Darth Vader for a chance to save his wife. He betrays the Jedi Order, kills Mace Windu, and leads an attack on the Jedi Temple. Simultaneously, Palpatine issues a command to all clones that triggers their chips to kill the Jedi. Within moments, most of the Jedi Order is destroyed. Anakin is then sent to the volcanic planet Mustafar to assassinate the remaining leaders of
look
the
at those
Galaxy
eyes.
of Independent System.
Scary.
With their deaths, the Clone Wars comes to an end. Having no one left to oppose him, Palpatine transitions the Republic into the First Galactic Empire and proclaims himself Emperor of the Galaxy. Caleb, Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, and Yoda survive the initial attack on the Jedi. Yoda confronts Sidious, while Obi-Wan confronts Anakin. Yoda is defeated and goes into exile on the planet Dagobah. Anakin is dismembered and badly burned, but left clinging to life by Obi-Wan. Padme dies giving birth to twins she names Luke and Leia. Leia is hidden with Senator Bail Organa of the planet Alderaan, and Obi-Wan takes Luke to his aunt and uncle on Anakin's home world, Tatooine. Darth Sidious
That makes sense.
Darth Vader that his wife and child are dead.
Whoa.
Anakin is forced to wear a biomechanical suit in order to survive, and he takes up his position as apprentice to Darth Sidious. He constructs a lightsaber using the kyber crystal of a fallen Jedi.
Look at that comic.
He is then placed in charge of the Empire's Jedi killers known as the Inquisitorius. Made up of fallen Jedi, they are tasked with hunting down and destroying any Jedi that survived the Clone Wars. The superweapon known as the Death Star continues construction, and the brilliant scientist Galen Erso is manipulated into designing the super laser. Caleb is forced to abandon the ways of the Jedi in order to remain hidden. He changes his name to Kanan Jarrus. Ahsoka hides in the Outer Rim for a year.
She survived.
Meets Bail Organa. They join forces to help systems that have fallen under the oppression of the Empire, and she takes up the codename...
I'll stop this fail right here. Boy, that's a lot of stuff on this fail I'm watching. So you saw that, the whole thing. If you want to see all of it, make sure you go to a YouTube channel right here I'm watching. It's called Star Wars Explained. Okay. It's called, the title is called Star Wars: The Complete Common Timeline 2018. Okay. You can watch the whole thing. It's 35 minutes long. Okay. So, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a lot. I have a good Star Wars day. I see you on Monday. And I'll see you in the next video. As always, till then, morphin out. And may the 4th be with you.